Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Quick Tech Tips and Reviews. My name is Tony. In today's video, we're going to talk about the recent WPA2 vulnerability known as Krack with a K and what Apple is doing to release updates to its various operating systems. So you've probably been hearing everybody talk about Krack the last couple of days, which stands for key reinstallation attacks. Now what this is, and by no means am I an authority, is that information that was thought to be encrypted safely over a Wi-Fi network has now been compromised and can be read. This website, crackattacks.com, does a good job at explaining what Krack is and gives a lot of information and details, and there's a great Q&A down at the end of the page. But let's take a look at the first paragraph of the introduction. It says here, we discovered serious weaknesses in WPA2, a protocol that secures all modern protected Wi-Fi networks. An attacker within range of a victim, and that's key guys, can exploit these weaknesses using key reinstallation attacks, cracks. Concretely, attackers can use this novel attack technique to read information that was previously assumed to be safely encrypted. And then it goes on to go into more detail. Like I said earlier, if you go to the Q&A section, there's a lot of good information down here. I'll put the link to this website crackattacks.com, in the video description down below. So even though Krack was announced publicly this week, vendors had known about this issue since July and have been working on releasing patches, many of which are already available to the public. Apple, however, claims the following. They say that they've patched the serious vulnerabilities in the WPA2 Wi-Fi standard. The exploits have been addressed in the iOS, tvOS, watchOS, and macOS betas that are currently available to developers and will be rolling out to the consumers soon. So, if we take a look down here on Mac Rumors, it says here, Apple's iOS devices and Windows machines are not as vulnerable as Macs or devices running Linux or Android because the vulnerability relies on a flaw that allows what's supposed to be a single-use encryption key to be resent and reused more than once, something the iOS operating system does not allow, but there's still a partial vulnerability. It says here, finally, ahead of the release of the update that addresses these vulnerabilities, customers who are concerned about attacks should avoid public Wi-Fi's, use Ethernet where possible, and use a VPN. So those of you that have been following my channel know that I do some Ubiquiti and Unify videos, and Ubiquiti was very quick at releasing firmware updates for their products. Version 3.9.3.7537 is available. However, it has not been rolled out to the 5.5 controller builds. So this firmware update has to be done manually. Now I know what you're saying. Well, how do we do that? Here's an article that was posted on Twitter by a guy named Chris Sherwood from Crosstalk Solutions, and I'm sure many of you guys have heard of him. If not, you need to check out his channel. I'll put the link to Chris's channel down in the video description below. This is a step-by-step tutorial on how to apply the actual patch to your products manually. And then also, if you want to see a video on that, Willie Howe, another great channel, just released a short video on it, and it's entitled Krack is Whack. And I'll put the link to that video also down in the video description down below. Now, I have to say, guys, I know I do some Ubiquiti stuff. However, Chris and Willie, these guys are like, they take it to the next level. I'm retired and I just do some small residential work, some very small home office work. These guys do huge Ubiquiti deployments and are like Ubiquiti gurus as far as I'm concerned. I've been following both of them for over a year and learned so much about the Ubiquiti products from the two of them. So again, here's an article that Chris posted on Twitter, and Willie has the video on how to apply these firmwares manually. I'll put all this information again down in the video description below. So that about wraps it up for today, guys. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, please like, and please share. My name is Tony with Quick Tech Solutions. As always, thank you for watching. See you next time.